Welcome to vlog number 10. The topic of today is Pentium Pro hardware. In vlog number 8 we ended up with an unstable Dual Pentium II overdrive on the Intel Dual Pentium Pro motherboard. With lots of testing I found out that one of the CPUs was broken on this motherboard. It boots up, but it's not stable. So we had the challenge to find another Pentium II overdrive CPU. And these days they are very rare. But we managed to find this Intel Pentium Pro single slot motherboard with also a Pentium II overdrive CPU with the same stepping. So we were really lucky. And also I picked up this HP Netserver, and it has an Intel Pentium Pro 200 MHz inside. So we can first try this system and this motherboard, then swap out this overdrive to this motherboard and try it out. Everything is connected now. I put in an S3 video card, so let's try it out. The fan is spinning. And we have display. It's an Intel PS440FX motherboard with 64 MB of IDO memory. The CPU is detected, so that's good. And the date and time seems correct, so the motherboard battery is okay. So now it's time to test out the HP Netserver E40 system. Some of you will recognize this system out of my how to clean PCs like a boss video. I already cleaned the system with air compressor, but I never turned this system on. So let's open the case, see inside and then try it out. Let's check out what hardware we have. We have an Adaptec 2940 SCSI adapter, a 3COM network adapter because there's no network on board. Here we have the Pentium Pro CPU. I know it's a 200 MHz with 256 KB of cache. Here we have 4 sticks of 72 pin memory. On the back there are 2 hard drives. And we have a floppy drive and a CD-ROM player. Here we have even a diagnostics floppy for this system. Okay, let's try out the system. The fins are spinning. Also the hard drives are spinning. I think there's a 10,000 RPM disk inside. It gives a display and we have, let me see, 64 MB of memory, 265 cache. Here we have the SCSI adapter, which is now scanning for the disks. We have a 4.5 GB hard drive and an 18 GB hard drive. And there's an old installation of Red Hat on this system. The system is running Red Hat Linux release 9. Okay, the password is not enter. It's good to see that this system is still booting up. My first plan was to use this CPU to test out the other motherboard. But with the finding of the other overdrive CPU, this plan is not needed. So let's now go back to the dual motherboard and try out the other overdrive CPU. Now we know that the HP Pentium Pro server works and this motherboard also works. Let's take this chip, put it on this motherboard and boot it up. We were really lucky to find the replacement CPU with the same stepping as the original CPUs. Everything is connected, so let's try it out. The CPU fans are both spinning. Entering the setup. The BIOS sequence of this system is really slow. Okay, we are now in the BIOS and both CPUs are detected, so that's good. 2 days ago I already gave this motherboard with these two CPUs a stress test. I did an 18-hour memory test with 5 successful runs and no errors. And after that I did a prime and a torture test for another 18 hours, also without problems. So the system has had a 36-hour stress test and everything was okay. Now we know that the system is stable. I can continue with planning out this build to make it a complete system. Last week I was lucky to find this case. I think it's from 1997 or 1998, and the case had the perfect style to combine with Pentium Pro hardware. The other parts we are planning for the system are this Matrox Millennium 4 MB, and we are thinking about putting 2 Voodoo 2s in SLI in the PCI slots. The network is on board, so we don't have to put in an extra network card, and it has sound on board. But we decided to go with an ISA sound card, and I think I'm gonna put in the AW64 SE. For the hard drive we're gonna use a 36 GB SCSI drive spinning on 10,000 RPM, and we're gonna add a floppy drive and a CD-ROM player, and I'm not sure yet or if it will be an IDE CD-ROM player or SCSI CD-ROM player. Now the Intel Providence dual socket motherboard is stable. I wanna try out the broken CPU on the Intel Venus motherboard, but I found out that there's no terminal paste between the CPU and the cooler, so I'm gonna apply it and try it out on this motherboard and see if it's stable or not. I think the CPU is broken, but let's try it out. I put a little bit more than normal because the clips doesn't apply that much pressure to spread it out. The CPU is installed and I'm gonna use the Ultimate Boot today to test the system. Because I want to test all my hardware I got. I'm now also gonna try out this Plextor CD writer with a black front panel. Okay, the CD-ROM player is detected. And the Ultimate Boot CD is booting. Mainboard tools, CPU tests. I'm gonna run the CPU burn in. I'm gonna let this test run for a while. So I will come back later to see if it's crashed or still running. This test is running for an hour now and seems okay. I'm gonna start the other stress test and let it run overnight. The other test is running now, so I will come back when it's crashed or when it's running for many hours straight. The Pentium II overdrive CPU is now running for around 36 hours. The last time I checked this night it was running for 30 hours and I got this message: alloc pages null order allocation failed, killing process M'23. The machine hasn't locked up, the keyboard is still working, and with the other motherboard, if it was crashing, it was a complete stop of the system. So this looks a little bit better. I'm gonna restart the Ultimate Boot today and I'm gonna run a memory test. Let's run the memory test for a while. What I have noticed is that this system, the memory speed is 104 megabytes a second. It's 72 pins Edo memory on 60 nanoseconds. And the dual motherboard, it has 81 megabytes per second. And that are 168 pin ECC memory sticks. And they are running at 50 nanoseconds. So the memory performance of this single board is faster than the dual board. We have a successful memory test and it's still running. So it looks like this CPU is now fairly stable. Maybe not stable enough for your daily workstation. Also a Pentium II overdrive CPU for daily workstation might be a bit on the slow side. But for playing with old hardware and trying things out, I think this is a perfect motherboard and CPU combination now. The Intel Providence with the 2 overdrive CPUs is now stable, so that's great news. This motherboard seems also fairly stable. So it's not completely done, the CPU, so that's nice to know. And we have the HP Netserver, which also is running. So the testing of the Pentium Pro generation hardware is quite successful. Thanks for watching, please like and share this video, subscribe and leave a comment. See you next time.